Continuing on. True, but I never really did an AMA, since it would be pretty much the questions people are asking now, which revolve around, tell us horror stories about EA support. Also, an AMA risks my identity. Oh, I'm guessing this was on Reddit or something. I know EA people read Reddit. A lot of EA people read Reddit. There's enough information in my account to figure out who I am. They could find my account and disable it for what I've posted already. I would have no recourse. Not like I play any EA games anyway, but I decided not to play Battlefield 3, even though I pre-ordered it onto my account. Let's see. Intelligent agents who develop fixes and write documentation for those fixes? Yeah, they're manipulated into a position and then kept there. I knew one bright kid who had been there for about 3 years. He wrote and distributed about 700 fixes. He trained agents that needed the help. He moved not too long after I left. The kid was manipulated by his superiors pretty much the entire time he was working there. He accepted low pay, passed over promotions, and was told to do work normally done by much higher level employees. Also, I can't tell you too much about the working conditions for Bioware. But the working conditions for Bioware programmers are shit. They pretty much chew through programmers and then fire and or demote them. Mythic doesn't care about you, period. They change their handling policies pretty much every week to discourage scammers and fishers. I'll be honest, Mythic fucking hates you. I've never met a nice person from their division. Edit. Also, the supervisors regularly make fun of the guy who's in the wheelchair pretty much all the time. He just grins and bears it, I think. Poor guy. Okay. Whenever the major patches would come out, they would generally break things. Like when World Adventures came out, I'm sure you found some issues with Egypt. First, most of those issues, yeah, still present in the game. Second, most of these are fixed with the next expansion when their patches failed. Eventually, they stopped issuing in-depth patches to resolve issues and instead began pumping new items and features into the game with each patch. Any issues that came up were fixed with the next expansion release. Now, you did get the patch whether or not you bought the expansion, but I can guarantee you that the people who bought the expansion had a better shot of having those issues fixed. I've seen the numbers. It started off as an accidental thing, but it's now just the way they handle business. Also, Sims issues are never sent up to be handled properly. The best answer you'll receive from an upper-level support with the major games stopping issues is to do this. Manual uninstall game, wipe all save data, custom content reinstall. Most of the time this will work, but since most of the issues in the game causes will affect the save game file, I had to tell someone to delete their game of like 16 generations because of this. The FIFA series has an ongoing glitch which allows you to control an opponent's team in multiplayer. The glitch has been in the past 3 FIFA games and is known about to the developers. They don't care.
Are you fucking kidding me?
If you play Madden for its card collecting fantasy football bullshit, note that your account suddenly loses all its cards and coins and you weren't hacked. Note that if your account suddenly loses all of its cards and coins, and you weren't hacked, you still aren't getting it back. And all that content you paid for, you won't get it back either. You won't get an apology either. Let me see. I'm thinking the guy's asking more about the FIFA glitch. It's pretty easy to find out by doing a Google search. I still remember when we told the FIFA guys to Google the glitch. This was when FIFA 11 was released, and you could hear how strained the silence was when they realized it was still in the game.
Fail.
And I think it's going on to how customer service works. It's fairly easy. Run through 3 or 4 calls and you'll see the pattern. Don't go overboard with your emotions. Make sure your problem is not solvable, and be sure to state that it would take that they would. And be sure to state what it would take to make things better. Always ask for a digital download, since those don't cost the company a thing. If you make a lot of noise, you can sometimes get a free physical game, but it's really tough. Don't accept coupons because they're bullshit. They hand those out like pamphlets from Jehovah's Witnesses. I posted a few more entries off my parent comment in reply to the questions. Point of note: very few agents understand the inner workings of the account system. 90% of what you're told is probably from a script, most likely one that I wrote. The thing that agents are not trained on is how to use the technical scripts in a logical manner. It's like being given tools to change a tire, but you aren't told the order in which it should be used. That's why people have issues with support. Also, if you have to use non-English support, you're pretty much fucked. Those guys are trained to a less degree than the basic Tier 1 agents in America. How is the atmosphere in EA corporate land? Generally, it's very negative atmosphere. I've worked in a fast food snack called Shortstop, and it was more enjoyable than EA. You get berated for everything you do, including if your average call time is above 20 minutes. The kid who killed himself was pretty sad and had emotional issues, to be perfectly honest, but the bosses knew this and didn't take any special measures to specifically approach issues with that agent in a proper manner. It was sort of the last needle in the haystack, which is sad, because he was a pretty cool guy. And that's the end of that. So that was the excerpt from the former EA support rep, the inner workings of EA. Surprised? Not me. Not me at all. I expected this out of a company that has been pulling the shit they've been pulling.
Also, Chaz, time limits.
Oh, don't worry, nothing's happened yet. But, yeah, I just got no words for this. How can you run a company like that? How? It's mind-boggling. I'm surprised EA hasn't fucking imploded on itself from the bullshit, because clearly the working environment is unprofessional, it is rude, it is negative to all hell and back. They treat their developers like shit, and they treat their customers like shit. And yet these fuckers are still around. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get how douchebaggery of this level from a company can exist and still technically not collapse under its own bullshit. I mean, the story about, the guy with Mythic's billing bullshit, how it was likely like a grandpa or his dad who was on the breathing apparatus and died.
That's just fucked up, man.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't a random stranger who was on a breathing apparatus in his home. It had to be a family member, someone he cared enough to have a breathing apparatus in his own house for him to live. And he died because the people who made because Mythic Games had a billing issue, drained all of his money, and before he could feasibly do anything, his power gets shut off because his autopay couldn't pay the bill because he didn't have the money, because it was siphoned from a glitch in Mythic's billing system. And it's wow. I mean, and they don't patch their games, they save it for expansions so they can bilk more money out of us. And they don't care. They disrespect customers. They disrespect their own employees. This is why, as a company, EA should be torn down, liquefied, and then the developers under them should, either go with somebody else for publishing or do their own publishing or anything. EA is literally a fucking cancer on the gaming industry. If look
killing
at
itself, if anything.
it's killing itself, yet somehow not dying. And it's like if you look at certain developers who are under EA, you can tell that the quality they once had when they started, it's starting to tear off. I'm looking at you, BioWare. I'm looking at the awesomeness that was Dragon Age Origins, and then I look at Dragon Age 2. And a lot of people are not happy with Dragon Age 2. Not only is it uglier than the first game, which is, how do you do that for a sequel? It has a weaker story. The combat, it might suit people who have no patience for the classic Dungeons and Dragons strategy gameplay that was in the first game. But overall, how could you even call that a sequel to Dragon Age? You can't. It's ridiculous. I'm sure some people like the game, but all points together, compare it to the first game, you think it was an entirely different game, and that's kind of bad. It's really bad. Mass Effect, I only tolerate that for Mass Effect because you're dealing with guns, not swords and magic. I mean, it makes more sense to make it a bit more faster paced and shit. I don't know. I personally, I am not ever going to deal or pay money to EA at this point. The last EA game I have played is Dead Space 2. I enjoyed the game. Dead Space, I love Dead Space. It's a fun game. I enjoyed it to hell and back. I mean, you saw my playthrough of it. I loved the game. It was fun. But I'm afraid it's going to be the last Dead Space game I'll ever play, because I don't want to support this kind of company. These people. I don't want to support these people. I want to support Visceral Games, because they made the game. EA didn't. EA's just publishing it. Unfortunately, Visceral is under the rooftop of EA, and they got to deal with their bullshit. And I wouldn't be half surprised if when Dead Space 3 comes out, that half the people who made the first two games great are probably fired because of EA's total disrespect to their own employees. And I hear the garage opening. So, no epic rage for the end, but we are at our end here. And so that was today's episode of Mystery Chaz Theater. SOPA, bad customer service, EA. Yeah. Calming music for the soul.
Good night, everybody.
I am ChazDragoon.
I'm Go to the Losey.
And in the background is Kitty. See you next time.